guys, welcome back to my channels, because this video is going to be posted on both my vlog and main channel, because all the stuff that I'm going to explain in this video is relevant for both my channels, and it's just so much easier than me filming two separate videos with the same information. So I've wrote a list because I'm not going to remember everything I need to say otherwise. So okay, so this is basically a where have I been, why did I leave YouTube kind of video. So I'm going to just go through the list. These things might not be in chronological order of what, like, the way they happened, but these are all the reasons. Not that I need reasons to take a break. Sometimes life just gets in the way, but maybe this will help some of you understand a little bit better, because I'm sure some of you will relate to some of these things I'm going to say. So the first thing on my list is surgery. Oh, there's a plane passing over the house. I'm not currently filming in my house. I'm actually in my sister's bedroom, but I'm using her bedroom to film. So I have recently had surgery on the 2nd of September for my hip. If you guys remember, I had the same surgery on my right hip last year. This year I've had my left side done with a couple of other things, because this left side was a lot more complicated than the right. So I've been recovering from surgery the last, 1.5 months. I have recently started posting again on my vlog channel, but obviously I haven't posted on this channel in a while, my main one. Okay, moving on. Second thing, coronavirus, COVID-19. Basically around February this year, I was told that I'm not allowed to leave my house anymore, that I'm in full-on quarantine lockdown. This was before the world lockdown. It was basically just people with chronic illness where the doctors were like, okay, this shit's getting bad, we need to lock it down. So after I got told that I couldn't go outside anymore and I literally couldn't leave my house, I became like really depressed. And because I was so depressed, I literally wasn't even getting out of bed. I was waking up, disconnect myself from TPN, take my meds, and then pretty much I was just sleeping the whole day. And because I was no longer active and moving around as much as I could for me, I started to gain weight, which then made me more depressed because I was gaining weight, and then I was already depressed and I already had mental health issues before corona. The corona thing just made them worse. Basically I just was super depressed, and then I started a steroid medication, which then made me gain even more weight, and then I started severing ties with my friends and family and YouTube, and I just didn't want to speak to anybody. I didn't want to talk to anyone, like not even Tom, and it was just a really depressive time. And my grandparents had come over from England in January, and they were only going to be here for a couple months, and I was just not even allowed to leave my house to see them. I couldn't touch them, I couldn't hug them, I just couldn't do the things that I wanted to do. Like even going to the pharmacy just to pick up meds was a vital social reaction that I needed to help my mental health, and I couldn't even do that. So yeah, that basically messed me up for months. Then when coronavirus started to get a bit better, we moved house into our new home that Tom and I have built, and that was stressful. And I couldn't even help paint it because it would have caused me to go in, like the paint, because it's so strong and fumey, I would have either had a really bad asthma attack or I would have gone into anaphylaxis from it, because I was really sensitive to that kind of thing at the time. So yeah, there was all the moving house stuff, and then we had to keep going to buy furniture and setting up the house and moving things from my dad's to our house, from my mum's to our house, and any other place that we had things stored that needed to be moved to our house. It was so stressful. So there was all of that. Then during this entire period, as you guys know, I have a bad immune system, so I was like constantly getting sick and getting infections, and every time I tried to, sorry, I just needed a drink, my mouth was getting dry. Yeah, every time I started to get over an infection and start, getting into my YouTube again, I'd get sick again. And then I started these injections, and this was to help control my allergic reactions and anaphylaxis and that kind of thing. And after I have I'm now on the injections monthly, but after I take the injection for a good week, I have some pretty bad side It's like from 3 to, like, they usually last from like 3 to 7 days, these side effects. So that's like a whole week of my month. But, you know, I just feel shit. I have temperatures, like I've got the worst bone pain and just bad migraines and all that fun stuff. So I've been trying to deal with that. Then I've had a couple bouts of anaphylaxis, which always knocks me down. And then I was like, you know, I've been admitted to hospital, and basically every time I would get over something this year, something else would happen. And it's just been this like horrible, vicious, it's so annoying. I literally told you that I was filming and you still come in. Oh, you're infuriating, mother. Yeah, so basically every time I'd get over something in life, like something else would just happen, and it was just, ugh. Then another thing that happened was I've had a couple of feeding tube changes, and a couple of those times something has happened. One of the times it flipped and I had to get it replaced again. Then one of the other times I got it done, I got it placed and everything, and then got home, went to go do my, like, it worked because I always test it while I'm at the hospital. It worked and my meds flushed through fine and everything. Then I got home, so I got home after checking it at the hospital. I went to go do my evening medications and pain meds, and my tube was blocked / kinked, and I was like, you are kidding. And obviously because I can't absorb anything orally or in my stomach, all my meds have to go down my tube. Now you guys can imagine if I suddenly stop my pain meds, my heart meds and all my other vital medications, what happens is I get really, really sick. So basically we went to go back to the hospital that night, but the wait for, you know, to go through emergency was ridiculous because it was a Friday night. So I was like, no, let's just go home, we can go back in the morning. And then by morning I was in absolute agony. My heart rate was super high, my blood pressure was super low, I was having reactions everywhere. So we had to go straight to emergency at like 5 in the morning, and I was like literally taken straight through to resource, and they gave me heart meds, pain meds, and got me stable again. And then I was admitted to a hospital for a couple days before they could change my feeding tube, but at least I had all the IV medications to keep me stable up until that point. So that was another thing that happened. I've also been having a lot of issues with my Hickman, and as you can currently see, I don't know if you can see the, like, it's basically like a lollipop stick with tape around it, because I literally just got my Hickman repaired on Monday, and you have to keep the splint and tape around it for 48 hours before you can take it off. But basically every time they keep fixing my Hickman, it keeps breaking again, and I have another, like, more issues with it. So that's just another thing that's been happening. Sorry if the camera angle just changed. I ran out of space and had to put in my backup memory card. But the last thing I wanted to say, this is something that's been happening more recently, is my fur babies, which you guys know I love more than anything on this world. My little Lou, who's the white Pomchi or Pomeranian cross Chihuahua, she had a heart attack a couple of weeks ago, or a month ago, however, I can't remember. It's since my surgery anyway, but not that long ago. She had a heart attack, and Ellie said, oh, like, something's not right or whatever. So I was at the doctor's, which is not far from my mum's, and I came straight here. I saw her, I was like, no, we've got to take her to the vets, like, something's seriously wrong. Anyway, we took her to the vets. They were like, oh, she's had a heart attack, and obviously I was crying and freaking out, and they obviously had to admit her straight away. And then a couple hours later I got a phone call saying she's had another heart attack, her heart stopped, but we've managed to get her back. And then she was diagnosed with congenital heart failure, and then she, you know, survived that. She was in hospital for a bit. Anyway, and then another week or so later, she started having funny breathing again, and I was like, Jesus Christ, she can't have another heart attack. Like, she survived 2, like, she wasn't even meant to survive the second one, and she did. Like, she fought it. Anyway, and her breathing was funny again, so this time we took her to a different vet, because the normal vet that we'd been taking her to is not open on Sundays. So we had to take her to the vet hospital, because the normal, like, vets that we have around here are like our version of a GP. And then the vet hospital, where they do major surgery and all these other things that normal vets wouldn't. Like they have like a dog or animal critical care unit, and then they've got an animal ICU. Anyway, so we had to take her to the vet hospital because the normal vet wasn't open, and they said, oh, her lungs, she'd literally just been to the doctors the day before too, the vets, and they said her like heart doesn't sound any worse, like it's the same, because she was going for a checkup. Her lungs sounded clear and everything was good. Anyway, the next day, 24 hours later, like her breathing was funny, and Mum was like, oh, it can't be, like her lungs, like the guy said he listened to them yesterday and they were fine. And I was like, yeah Mum, but with congenital heart failure, like your lungs can literally fill with fluids like that, like even in a couple of hours. So we took her to the vet hospital, and that's what they said basically. She's got serious swelling, like around her heart, like she did last time, and her lungs are filled with fluid again. So then she had to be admitted to the doggy ICU, and her oxygen was really, really low. They said that it was like in the 70s, like 70% oxygen. Like that's low for anyone who doesn't know. Like normal oxygen is like 94 being like the lowest they will accept, and above is like normal. So she was in the 70s, so she really couldn't breathe. Anyway, so they took her to the doggy ICU, and she had to sit in the little oxygen chamber, which I'll post a picture of how sad she looked when we went to go visit her. Even then, the highest reading that they could get with her being in the oxygen chamber was 90, which is low. And we thought we were going to lose her then, but she fought it, and she's now on some new medications like diuretics and stuff. And then while this was going on, my other dog got sick, and she was also diagnosed with congestive heart failure, but it's not as advanced as Lulu's. Lily's the black one, Lulu's the white dog. Anyway, they gave Lulu 6 to 18 months being like the max she will live. So we're basically just spending every minute we can with her. So yeah, just before I go, you know, please keep both my little babies in your thoughts, and I've ordered them both a Halloween costume for this year. So yeah, please keep my little babies in your thoughts, guys. They really need it. I need it. I want to spend as much time with them as I can, because, you know, life is short. They are old, but, you know, they're still my little fur babies to me, and I still don't see them as babies, and I'm going to be devastated when either one of them go. So I'm just grateful to have them here now, I guess. I bought them both little Halloween costumes because this might be their last Halloween, which I'll show you guys when they arrive. And I've got them a little haunted pop-up house that's meant for cats, but they're that small they'll fit into it. So yeah, basically that's everything that's been going on in my life. So I'm sure I'll do another update soon. I don't want to keep talking about it because it's sad and there's so much going on in my life right now, but I'm hoping now that this is the start of me getting back into YouTube, because I need the money and I miss you guys like crazy. So hopefully we're back for good, or at least for the foreseeable future. But yeah, leave any questions and comments you have in the description, and if you enjoyed this little update video, please do give it a big thumbs up. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below, and I will see you guys in my next video. Love you guys.